Kisa, Kisa. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you for watching. So it's taking forever to go live. I was contemplating about going live. I'm tired. I wasn't in the mood. I don't know. Sometimes I'm just. I know I'm not a good streamer, but thank you so much for the like. Um, so how you guys doing? I know it's late. I know it's late. How you guys watched the Diddy trial today? I'm sure all you guys preoccupied with work and stuff like that. I'm not gonna last too long. I'm just gonna do a little summary about what happened today. I probably shouldn't even went through it, but like because it's way too almost midnight now. I should have done it around 10 o'clock. But let's go to some of what happened today. So we all remember about what happened to Tory Lane about him getting stabbed. Um, well, today we came to find out the the guy who was stabbing was a a a Mexican inmate who's currently serving life in prison. So it doesn't matter to him. But regardless of what happened, people are assuming is a hate. Um, is it was a race war? Was it by the allegedly Carter family? No one knows, but it just for unknown reason somebody would attack. Some people say the reason is because he's been doing a lot of good deeds for the black people in there, and a lot of Spanish people were getting mad about that. Um, I don't know. Um, could be, could not be, but shish. Hopefully, uh, Toilet doesn't have to go back in there. So during the court today, let's see what happened with the whole Diddy thing. A U.S. government called Cassandra Venture, which is Cassie world name, they asked to take a stand and are extremely pregnant. And how are you, AUSA? How are you, Cassie, 38? What's your work? Music and entertainment. AUSA, how long were you with Sean? For 10 years. Um, then they move on to the next questions. I I brought it up okay, brought it gently just so somewhere else where it will express concern, object leading to phrase. Why are you talking so gently? I didn't want him to get angry. Okay, let me go to like a page where more detail about the whole situation. Um, damn, my phone. Okay. Here's some detail. Okay. They say, did you argue? Yes. I will involve in dragging. What else do you do? Stomp in ahead and down. You say how frequent, violent, Cassie, too frequent. I will get black eyes and bruises. AUSA, let me show you this video. Hotel elevator. AUSA, what is this? Venture and at Continental Los Angeles. It was a freak off. What's the intel? Venture hiring escort to setting it up. AUSA, how how did you feel about it? Confused, nervous, want to make him happy. AUSA, did you agree on the first proposal to you? First proposal, first he first proposed one. Yes. Then there were more. I wasn't something I wanted to do, but at least that frequent. I didn't know what no could turn into. AUSA, what do you mean? Making him angry. AUSA, what were you afraid would happen if you said no? Thought blackmail material. AUSA, what did you give to the government? A laptop. So Cassie was the one who gave the laptop. Even I guess after settle the money. Okay. USA ex-RBG recognize it? Yes, if we view a hard drive. It was communication and document pretending to Mr. Com. USA, did you review a photo on it? Yes. USA, what did the photo venture to 2004 Kerry Morgan? USA, where did you sign the Billboard record? 2006. It was an album deal. USA, what did you release in 2006? Venture, no. What was the photo? Kim Porter, she was Sean X from before the mother of the children. USA, where did you celebrate the birthday? And photos. Las Vegas, Kerry Morgan, there were 21 birthday VMAs. AUSA, what happened then? Venture, she trying to kiss me. Then in the bathroom, I went back in my hotel. I told Carrie, AUSC, did you go back to New York? Venture, I visited him in Trump Hotel in Columbus Circle. His apartment was being renovated. AUSA, why did you go into the music career? Trying to come to the concept Sean called all the shots. AUSA, what is the age difference between you and Sean? Venture, 70 years. How do you feel about Sean invite you to a hotel? Nervous, excitement. We're going to talk about music. He introduced me to oral sex. I didn't understand. So that was a very mixed insert and stuff like that. Talking about music, but they introduced you to sex. That's crazy. Did you visit Sean in Miami? Yes, I went to Kerry Morgan in Dallas, Austin. AUSA, did you and Sean do together? Venture sexual concourse, Blue and Dolphin is both had one before taking a tactic unit. Yes. How did you get taken in as taxi getaway? So in this one, it's kind of pretty like the whole drugging situation. They try to make it like he was drugging her. When did you internationally Sean feel like whirling? I thought it were. I thought. Well, let's go back. Let's go back. Damn. And that part they talk about 2006 VMA, kissing me. Then and 17, and then they say, did you insure in Miami? Yes. With Kerry Morgan, Dallas, Austin. Or the USA, what did you and Sean do together? Sexual intercourse, and he gave me Blue Dolphin Escalate on the boat. AUSC, did you take one before escape a toxicity immediately? Yes. Um, AUSC, did you take ecstasy unintentionally? It was unintentionally. She didn't say yes. It was in the getaway. Pretty much said I didn't take it intentionally, but so they were pretty much. She didn't say yes or no. So the thing is, did you know it was ecstasy in it? So the question was kind of vague because they didn't ask her, did you know? But she kind of said, you know, it was in a getaway. So the question should have been, did he tell you? But he didn't say that. When did you take the initiative with Sean? How did you feel? Like rolling. And you say, at the time, what did you think? That they were spending a lot of time together. Um, I thought we were monogamous. Were it mean public? Was it made it public? No, I was his artist, also his family, and children, who was linked to the public venture, who was linked to him publicly. Kim Porter. Hey, you said, how did Sean treat you at that time? We had fun. So that means like in the beginning, it was Kim Porter who was with public relationship venture. I know Diddy I'm sure like after all this come out, man, try to come to Diddy support. I'm sure Boosie wasn't feeling the whole situation and probably want to take his comment back. That's why you cannot rush into the stuff. Um, for more stuff that happened today, um, USA. What lifestyle like venture I said he could get things done. We traveled quite a bit. USA. What did the photos? Venture Shankin and I's trip to New York in 2017 and 2018 Halloween. Did how did it moons vary? When did it swung? Could you describe it? Venture anger and zoning out. USA. How did you impact you? Venture greatly. The next thing I knew was getting into a face there was also psychological abuse. He'd tell me to wash my mouth, change my face. Um, Eric said, did you see other men? Yes. Did you, Sean, see other women? Yes. He said, I'm Puffy, Daddy, and I was instantly jealous. Eric said, did you move to LA with him? Ventura, yes. He wanted me to be close to his kids, who were there. Where did you live in LA? Venture, it's a Stockholm venture. How tall was the building? Uh, no more than 17th floor. AUSA, where did the Sean live? 200 man plus, and Sean used a golf cart to get back and forth. How many songs did you write with the Sean? A hundred, a hundred. Most were never released. Some are leaked on the internet. Some in the mixtape. How many albums did you deal with, Willis? 9. Did you get paid for them? Venture, no. Freak off, become job. Then there was no time to do anything else but do try to recover. How much time do you a week would you freak off take? No longer 4 days, significant period. Cause the testify works. Um, so, bro, the testimony today was kind of crazy, bro. There was a lot said today. Um, a lot of people did not know about, man. That was, I don't know what to tell you, bro. Um, the prosecutor, man, come on top today. But there was the first. But one of the things prosecutor did today, man, it try to like get ahead of some of the encounter of what Didi said. We're gonna see what happened this week. The prosecutor gonna continue ask question tomorrow. Then I'm guessing either by Thursday or Friday, it will be Didi lawyers to counter a question. Kasi we'll see what happened, man. It's a crazy news. Besides that happened today, we know like yesterday, Jalen Brown got injure his ankle, but I guess he's out indefinitely. So we can't honestly say that Boston is the end of this era season um for Boston Celtics. The Knicks will take over and will face Indiana and Western Conference Final. And while we we'll see because the Indiana beat Cleveland, and I know Knicks will definitely beat the Celtic tomorrow. Um, it's unfortunate, but that's what happened now. That's what we have to deal with at the current moment. Beside that, other thing that happened in the news, we'll talk about Trump, who's in Saudi Arabia now doing a Middle Eastern travel. Um, look at guys, look guys, look guys. Just right before I start this, uh, do um, right before I start doing this, guys, Halle Bailey, bro, just filed a restraining order on DDG, accused him of attacking her multiple times. Now that just come out just days after the internet has found out Halle Bailey was on vacation with another guy, and try to make DDG jealous after breaking up because um, DDG been like the relationship been like a tussle, and he been hanging out with a lot of women that make her not happy. And I guess now she's hanging out with a new, I don't know if he's a basketball player or music producer. We don't know who he is. So a judge granted Halle Bailey restraining order, but you know what that's gonna do, right? It's gonna make it more hard for DDG to chase his son or their son together. But I digress, guys. Halle DDG better work really a really straight narrow before he go to jail because Kylie is working with the Carters, and we saw what happened with Tory Lanez. And if you don't be careful, he could end up like Tory Lanez. Remember the whole accusation shooting the food, but a month later she was running, playing football, and currently the lawyer for Tory Lanez and his daughter, even though she said it was a producer of a TV show, but at this current moment right now, that lawyer who was representing Tory, her daughter now is a backup dancer for Beyonce. But never mind that, right? I'm sure that's gonna be it. They're gonna say that's her own church following, but it had no narrative into that. All right, in a word of little um. All right. So, but doing this live, man, DDG found about it. Because DDG is a streamer, I gotta really be careful about um play streaming video because I almost lost my channel. I lost my channel from reviewing Kaisen now, so I gotta really be careful. But that's what's going on, man. DDG is dealing with a lot that could help him lose sponsor, could help him lose his lose partly compulsion or suspension of his son who he loved very much. But um, the academy warned him about a month ago what was going to happen next. First, it was restrain the kids. Then it was uh, XYZ. And yeah, you better be really, really careful so he don't end up like so you don't end up like but I digress. Okay. MSN. Let's hear this one.
How y'all doing? I'm Neil Schwabi, LUTCF, MGA. The LUTCF is a life designation. MGA is a health designation.
A revolt over President Trump's, quote, corruption tour of the Middle East. That's what people are calling it, including longtime Republican allies of Donald Trump. So this is where we start on the right. The National Review, one of the most conservative magazines out there, says it's a plain old grift. It's a poison plane. And welcome to the swamp now under new management. That's a taste of what you might call the intellectual side of conservative politics right now. Writers, editors at a place known for supporting the MAGA agenda on many issues, including crackdowns on immigration, saying enough is enough when it comes to this kind of what they call grift. Trump is making his first foreign trip of this second term, but it's being overshadowed by his plane debacle. Indeed, for some, it's hard to watch him dismount from the U.S.-made Air Force One without thinking of his plan to personally pocket a foreign-created Air Force.
Well, this guy, Quanta was going to give him a $400 million, but rumor has it that was not even the news. That's just a cover up. Beside that $400 million, not just a cash for to use a Boeing that coming here, they were already got it over there. Now people are mad because there could be all type of bug and stuff that could, like, if a president in there, they could just crash the plane into it. Beside that, not only that's illegal, is under Constitution, but Quada also is giving land to the Trump family to build a whole new Trump Tower or a resort over there, and that is kind of like illegal. But because Trump is not running Trump Corporation, he got his family running it. But he was just giving Biden's son a hard time about it. But now look, I didn't do the same thing. And he also brought Elon Musk, a bunch of other billionaire, to over there. So is he all Trump from now? We all know is only care about money, money, money.
One, if that plan continues to get off the ground. This was him landing in Saudi Arabia. Separately, the Trump Family Organization continues to pursue billions of dollars in real estate and associated deals in that country and region. He's greeted by their leader there, but the outrage is dwarfing the trip because leading into the trip, first with journalistic reporting and then with the president confirming it, so there's no debate, no contested story here, the news has broken that Trump wants to take a $400 million luxury jumbo jet from a foreign country of Qatar. You're seeing some of the inside luxurious accommodations here as it stands. This would be then further updated and retrofitted as an American Air Force One. Qatar is where he's headed tomorrow. Conservatives, independents, and certainly opposition party Democrats all seem to agree on this story of the Trump era. that this is a kind of brazen profiteering. Here's Murdoch's Wall Street Journal, of course, the sister outlet to Fox News. Quote, Trump sends message to the world he's open for business. Over at the New York Times, corruption concerns. The Washington Post reporting on the private business conflicts, I should say. Or if you want a more tabloid flavor, the New York Post, which many people still read, if you're in New York in a tabloid broadsheet or online, Qatar's palace in the sky, not a free gift. And they say Trump shouldn't accept it as one. That is a baseline and obvious point. Everybody knows this in normal life. If somebody wants to buy you a drink or a dinner, sure. If they want to buy you too large a gift out of nowhere and you're not friends, it's suspicious. In business, if the gift is really large and they want things from you, it can be called a kickback. It's unseemly, it's a conflict, and in many regulated businesses in the United States, it can become an ethics concern, a fireable offense, and in some cases, illegal. Now, Republicans are not standing with Trump on this one. Nikki Haley says if it were Biden, we'd be furious. And with your own ears, you can hear Republican senators weighing in.
It's a nice gesture, but I think maybe the thing to do is to say, hey, we appreciate it, but there's a lot of other things you could help us out with.
That doesn't seem to be right, and I think it's not going to pass the smell test.
Well, what I'm concerned is the safety of the president. I mean, Qatar's not, in my opinion, a great ally.
Well, they better sweep that plane from front to back.
Air Force One is the symbol of America. When it lands or flies, it is America flying and landing, and I want to make sure that this whole thing is kosher. Time will tell.
Well, listen, I'm not a fan of Qatar. I think they have a really disturbing pattern of funding theocratic lunatics who want to murder us. I also think that the plane poses significant espionage and surveillance problems. So we'll see how this issue plays out. But I certainly have concerns.
That's Senator Ted Cruz, who has supported Donald Trump's MAGA agenda for years. He's apologized for Donald Trump. But if you're saying, wow, did he change his mind? Has he learned that there are issues with Donald Trump? This one raising basic competence about national security, as he said, the espionage concern, which again goes back to the alleged corruption concern. Maybe protecting the United States security, intelligence, and interests comes second to just pocketing $400 million. Because remember, the brazen plan would be the plane would be used and then go back to Trump's personal use post-presidency through his library, if this happens, if he gets away with it. But Ted Cruz is actually returning to where he started, which is why when you watch some of these stories in the news and you say, am I bananas? Are they bananas? Is this okay? Well, a lot of these folks, including conservatives, had all the same concerns about Donald Trump. I'm quoting them as a news anchor. They had concerns about what they called Donald Trump's dishonesty or lies or alleged possible corruption issues. And they had all of those concerns before Trump amassed the power he has today over the Republican Party. So it is back in the news tonight to consider what Ted Cruz warned about Donald Trump before he was ever elected.
Donald, you're a sniveling coward. It is no surprise. The man
A lot recently off.
Now, say your kid spills juice on your shirt. You just toss it in the wash with an earth-free
Crypto, there is a kind of ongoing desire to take time and energy through the Trump organization to build and profit off all this stuff that he is doing, like Elon Musk, more than just the public interest job inside the federal government. Trump goes to Qatar next. His family has a $5 billion golf club that they're developing there. The numbers could ebb and flow, but that's the kind of goal.
That's what I'm talking about. It's all about Trump, Trump, Trump. Never about the people, but
it's a luxury plane level destination for sure. And then Trump heads to UAE, where his family also did a deal for $1 billion tower and hotel for the Trump organization. There's also a planned Trump hotel there in Oman. Trump has an ongoing relationship with the Saudi-backed golf tournament, which again uses government money. That is quite common in that region. But the question is, where does that money head? If, like the jet, we are seeing a veritable map of self-dealing as the U.S. government interests, your safety and security around the world, our soldiers, etc., is somehow mixed or even comes second to all of these business dealings. This is a level of profiteering that is unheard of in the modern presidency. But the luxury plane portion with the photos and the blatant plan not to wait and see or we'll decide later, but to announce that.
So a lot of Republicans, you can clearly see he's not happy with that, with that sentiment. Beside that, let's talk about medicine. Let's see.
The president has a new order right in your domain seeking to lower drug prices. It basically says that there's going to be this deadline, and if there's not compliance, then they can, of course, down the road, it says, change what the U.S. government will pay. Tell us how this works and what percent in a drop in prices would you consider success?
Well, we had a chart on the dais when we were talking about the executive order, and the president spoke very clearly to the reality that he wants equalization. And by that, he meant dealing with the inherent unfairness of a system where America invests in the R&D of so many of these wonderful products. And I want to commend people in the pharmaceutical industry for coming up with fantastic solutions. As a doctor, I benefited from using these for my own patients. But there's something wrong when you're paying 2, 3, even 4 times more for the exact same products in this country.
Okay, so that's drug. Beside that one,
these are not negotiations. The Republicans control the House, they control the Senate, and they control the White House. So right now they're trying to pass a one big beautiful bill. So at least they're taking credit that they're trying in energy and commerce at the same time as Ways and Means is in session. They're trying to cut almost $700 billion off of Medicaid. They're also going to try to cut SNAP, all to give trillions of dollars in tax cuts to the ultra wealthy, the billionaires and the largest corporations. They're giving working people peanuts, but at the same time taking their health care away. So that's not a negotiation, that's a hostage taking.
Congressman, today Politico is reporting that New York Republican Nick LaLota said that the Republicans' tax legislation as currently written is quote unquote dead on arrival. They write, and they go on to say, and accuse his party's chief tax writer of acting in bad faith by proceeding with a proposal for a key tax deduction that didn't have sufficient buy-in. Even Politico notes that this open criticism
bend the knee, they capitulate. So they have been selling out their constituents, not only on SALT, but on Medicaid and other issues. So who knows what they're going to do? That's their
beautiful bill. It's nice to see them owning up to it. You have Politico also reporting that.
Okay, let's see the Constitution.
What does it feel like to step into the Athens tube? Kinda like, Revolutionary cage technology compresses, then snaps into place. Breathable mesh keeps air flowing, while an impact-absorbent midsole lets you move more freely, with comfort crafted into every layer.
Joining us now, NBC News Chief White House Correspondent Peter Alexander, New York Times diplomatic correspondent Michael Crowley, and MSNBC legal correspondent, because there are legal questions here, Lisa Rubin. Peter, you are with the president in Saudi Arabia. He's getting the royal treatment out there. Walk us through this trip.
Well, tonight, as we speak, President Trump is now enjoying a formal dinner alongside the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. It is striking to see the difference in terms of the relationship between this president, President Trump, and his predecessor, Joe Biden, who you'll remember campaigned on making Saudi Arabia a pariah in the international community. Ultimately, he had to come back here trying to get help from the Saudis to relieve the high oil prices. This President Donald Trump is coming in with a very different view of Saudi Arabia, describing the tremendous relationship between the two, saying of MBS, who, of course, the U.S. assessed was responsible for ordering the death of Jamal Khashoggi, that Washington Post columnist. One other headline we should note that's significant as it affects this region here, the president today announcing just a short time ago that he will be ending sanctions on Syria. Of course, those sanctions were focused on the Assad regime that has since been deposed. A new president now running the country there. The president expressing optimism that that new president, who he says he will meet with here before departing Saudi Arabia tomorrow, will be able to bring out peace to this region. But the sanctions are important because they also allow for new aid and investment into that country as well. Katie.
Deals, deals, deals. That's what the president and the White House say they want. Do we have an idea of what sort of deals he is after, Peter? He's in Saudi Arabia now. He's going to go to Qatar. He's going to go to the UAE. Do they have diplomatic deals?
So that's what's going on in the news today. That's it for tonight, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for the people who are gonna rewatch later on. Until next time, deuces.